What is up, everybody? Glad to see you guys tonight. What's up, Nisi? Glad to see you. Woo! It's been I think 2 weeks since I've been able to come on with you guys. I think the week before I wasn't able to do it because I had some work stuff I had to prepare for. And then on top of that, I said work stuff, my day job. And then on top of that, then the next week it was Thanksgiving, and I just decided to take Thanksgiving week off. Just spend time with my family. But nevertheless, I'm glad to be back today. What's up, everybody in the chat? I'm super excited tonight because we get to talk Dallas Cowboys football. But before we get started, please like the video. Please like this video. Please share this video. And also, please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already. You can see all of my social media there on my overlay so that you can follow me. I'm really active. What's up, Jay? Glad to see you in the chat tonight. I'm really active on X or Twitter. I still like to call it Twitter, but whatever. I'm really active on there. As well as, guys follow me on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, which I should have a lot of, stuff rolling out for y'all in the next coming weeks or so on those platforms. But just been kind of, cool and taking a break and stuff like that, just trying to get caught up in my day life. Sorry for my day job. But anyways, guys, so yeah, we have something exciting to talk about. So we're just gonna go ahead and get straight into the content. Okay, so today's show is the 2023 Dallas Cowboys. Who are they? So y'all see my guys. I those uniforms so fly. I love those uniforms. Wow. So we got a uniform. We got our John Madden patch on. We got our dad got his Man of the Year patch on. I just think that's so fire. But I saw this picture and I said, what if we got like our new triple? You know what I'm saying? What's up, Bruce? Got the Toxic Juice. Glad to see you in the chat tonight. But in the 90s, it was Troy, Emmett, and the playmaker, right? But I'm like, what if this is our new triplets? You know what I'm saying? Dad, CD, Fergie. Because when I say that, like, those were the guys that the triplets were what the team ran through in the 90s. And I think the team runs through that, CD, Jake Ferguson. So love this graphic. Whoever took this picture, I don't know, but love it. Love this from our Thanksgiving beatdown we did of the Washington Commanders. So anyway, we get into our next slide. And I say the Cowboys are on fire, right? And I said we on a 3-game blowout streak. That's right. I said a 3-game blowout streak. What's up, Dak Owens Filthy? Glad to see you in the chat tonight. We literally destroyed the New York Giants, the New York Patriots, you know what I'm saying? Destroyed them. Then we went to Carolina and destroyed them. Even though that was the game felt a little different because Carolina really is the first defense since we've been back on top of it. When I say back on top of it, like the offense and stuff has caught fire after the bye week. Carolina was the first team to like really challenge us, where they were, sitting in zone, playing cover 2, pretty much the whole game, cover 4, and that's a particular coverage where it takes away the defense. So in order to defeat a team like that, right, you got to dice them up underneath. And so Dak played a great game, was able to dice them up underneath. Obviously, we blew that team out. And I could try to let me pull up what we did here versus those 3 opponents. Just to give y'all the score. Y'all should know the score, but I'm going to just tell you. So Giants, it was 17-49. Panthers, it was 33-10. And Commanders, it was 45-10. So we have really picked it up. And what's up, Key? Glad to see you in the chat tonight. This offense has really picked it up. This team has really picked it up, right? And I have it there, 162-point differential. This is the highest in the NFL. No team, and then what we did to the Giants, because y'all know we blew them out week 1. So no team has beaten, I think they said a common opponent like that since like the 1960s, if I'm not mistaken. So this team just continues to be outstanding, continues to break records, continues to make history. Now people say, well, what does that matter? It all matters what you do in playoffs, but we all know that you can't get to playoffs if you don't win the games on your schedule. So that should mute all those conversations. But anyways, so I put here the offense is really finding themselves, right? The offense has found themselves, and then it's now helped the team find itself. So people have been asking, they asked CD, they asked Dak, what is the definition of this offense, right? What is this offense? And I think Dak, they had asked Dak most recently, and he said, that's y'all job. I can't directly tell y'all what it is, but it's y'all job to figure it out, right? And so what I came up with, and this is based on CD's answers, just based off of reviewing the film, watching the game. I said, this is an offense that is an explosive offense, right? With multiple perimeter playmakers. And y'all remember earlier in the season when I had that episode where CD was, I think that was after the 49ers lost, where CD was saying he didn't know the identity. And then they had asked Dak what was the identity of the offense. He was like, personnel, all this type of stuff. So I think like this is all coming from, and then I think after, I forgot who we beat, but CD said, we're an explosive offense, things like that. And we have guys that can make plays. And so that's the definition that I came up with our offense. We're an explosive offense with multiple perimeter players, which means when you look at our wide receiver core, and shout out to, V, because I was just talking to him backstage about this. We need to give some praise and some claps to our wide receiver coach, Robert Prince. So let's give him some. I'm gonna give him some clap in the mic because we don't have any bad wide receivers. I think you could say the worst wide receiver that we have on the roster would be Michael Gallup. And we all know since we started slashing his snaps, Tolbert has outsnapped Gallup now 3 games in a row. Since we started slashing Michael Gallup snaps, he's been shown up. So I think, and I have my snap count pulled up. Let me pull it up so I can tell y'all exactly how many snaps Michael Gallup has been getting compared to Jalen Tolbert. So this past week, Michael Gallup he only got 18 snaps, right? He's got 18 snaps. JT got 20. The week before that, Michael Gallup got 25. JT got 30. The week before that, Michael Gallup got 37. JT got 48. So Jalen Tolbert has significantly gotten into those snaps. And because of that, we've seen better production out of Michael Gallup. And I'm so thankful because we're continuing to see that, right? You see, last year we would see some changes from Kellen, and then it would be right back to the same old stuff. And so I like that we've been able to, in my last show, I said that my constellation of the show was build. And I think that's exactly what we've done. We can continue to build. We continue to stack wins. We continue to build off what we've done. We're not going back to what we used to be, but we're continuing to progress forward. And so another identifier of this offense that is unique to this year compared to any other Dallas Cowboys year is that now we're a pass to set up the run team, right? We pass the ball to set up the run, which is, I kept telling y'all, is a West Coast principle. That's what West Coast offense is, right? I told y'all West Coast, pass and set up the run. Air Coryell, which is what we've been traditionally, is you run to set up the pass. So we've done that. And since we've done that, since we've said, let's lead this offense through Dak instead of let's lead it through the offense, we've seen that our offense has caught fire, blown up, right? And so what this team is, I have it here. I said our perfect formula is getting as much points as possible to allow our defense to do what they do best. Can anybody tell me what our defense does best? Y'all let me know in the chat. What does our defense do best? Y'all should know. Let me know. Y'all let me know. What does our defense do best? And let me see if I can pull up my chat here. So I can see what y'all saying. And thanks to everybody in the chat. Y'all not gonna tell me? Okay, I'll tell you. But pass rush. Thank you, J Money. Thank you, sir. So yes, we are definitely a team that we want to now get as much points as possible. Because see, what we were before, you're right, Keystone, because he said, see, we were different before. Yep. We were a team that we wanted to play. Mike said it. We want to play to our defense. So basically, we want to go up in the beginning of the season. So weeks 1 through 5, what we were trying to do is when we was in the red zone, we were just trying to get points, right? We're not really trying to score touchdowns. We're just trying to get points because we thought that our defense was going to be able to choke the life out of offenses. So it's like, as long as we're being efficient, as long as we're getting points, boom, we should be able to win games comfortably. That 49ers loss, we realized that was not going to work, and we kind of realized that the team that we were trying to be wasn't who we were. I did a whole show about that, right? After the 49ers game, I said that the 49ers was a mirror that we couldn't dodge. It was a mirror that was showing us who we really were. It's like, are we really this super, dominant defense and it's going to be able to just choke the life out of offenses, and it's okay if we just score 3 points here and there because they're going to be able to win? No. That's what we found out now. And so that's why Mike, as he said in his own words, cut Dak loose. And since he's cut Dak loose, his offense has been phenomenal. That's the best word I could say. And it just continued to grow. Also, this past week, or a couple of weeks, we've been getting our running game humming. So about 2 to 3 weeks now, our running game is like, oh, it's looking better. You know what I'm saying? Is yes, TP still hasn't reached 100 yards, but we don't really need him to reach 100 yards. What we need is efficiency in the run game, right? Because we're just passing the ball to be able to set up the run. So we're passing the ball, trying to get up on teams, get the defense to get out of the box, and then boom, we're able to run. And so what we've switched to is zone concepts. Y'all go check out my page because I did a whole show about why our offensive line was going to dominate if we actually adopted the inside zone scheme that I thought we were going to adopt. The issue with the run game is that we had been running power run concepts where we were constantly pulling Tyler Smith to be the lead blocker, or trying to pull Terrence Steele to be the lead blocker, or trying to pull Sean McEwen and Luke Shoemaker and Jake Ferguson to be lead blockers. And it just was something that our team wasn't really able to effectively execute. So shout out to Mike McCarthy, shout out to Mike Solari, shout out to our running backs coach, Jeff Blasco, that realized the way we were trying to run the ball was not what was best for the personnel that we had, and switched it up. And that's why you see our running game humming like this. So let's give another clap for our coaches who chose players over skill. Because see, we didn't have that last year. We didn't have that the year before. The year before that, we constantly had these coaches that instead of using players that you have to your skill set, you would have several players just sitting on the bench because it's like they did not fit the scheme. So I'm so thankful that now we have coaches who actually believe in their players and actually want to, accentuate their players' talents. So great job from our coaching staff. Very proud of them on the offensive side of the ball, right? And also our defense, right? I said our defense. Oh, and let me point this out too with Tony. Tony looked like he definitely got his burst back this past game. And if y'all know historically, Tony's been pretty bad versus him. Please, somebody go look up his numbers last year. One game, he averaged negative yards. Or if it wasn't negative yards, it was like not even a full yard. It was like 0.3 yards per carry, something crazy. So shout out to Tony because not only did he, I think he got like 70 yards in this game just from carries. I don't know how much he got in the air. He may have had 100 yards from scrimmage. He might have. Let me see. I'm gonna look it up real fast and see how many yards he had this game. Because he really did a good job. Very proud of him. He had 13 carries for 79 yards, and then he had 24 yards in the air. So he didn't have quite 100. Actually, is that 100? Oh yeah. So he had 100 yards, over 100 yards from scrimmage. So shout out to Tony. Very proud of him. And very proud of Mike and Schottenheimer being able to figure it out with Tony because he was looking real sus. I'll say it. He was looking real sus at the beginning of this season. But and then also implementing Rico, getting Rico some real meaningful, carries and touches. It's worked out great. Rico did great. Obviously, he scored a touchdown versus the Washington Commanders. So, just shout out to the offensive side of the ball that's really picked it up. But also, I want to give love to our defense. Duran, the main, what they call him, Duran, anything but bland, made history on this past Thursday, Thanksgiving Thursday, right? Guy makes history with 5 pick sixes in a season. Was just amazing and phenomenal to see. I think the players spoke about it and they were like, wow, was this such a special moment? Because he's in a league of his own. You know what I'm saying? Same thing for CD. And because when CD, I forgot, either against the Giants. I think it was against the Giants, where he's in a league of his own. He's like the only wide receiver to have 3 games in a row with 150 plus yards. He's the only wide receiver in NFL history. And so the Hall of Fame had CD send his cleats and his gloves, and they did the same thing with Duran. They had Duran send his cleats and his gloves from this past game because they're in a league of their own. They just made history. So shout out to them. Shout out to Mike McCarthy. Shout out to Dan Quinn. I mean, when you got players making history, that's serious business. That's serious business. Because not only is this team, making history, but these boys, the individual players, are making history. And so just love that for us. And then you also have Micah, who now has 11.5 sacks on the season. He's seventh. He's seventh since sacks were recorded to receive 10 or more sacks in the first 3 seasons. So he's joining an exclusive club with guys like Reggie White and Derek Thomas. So also, I didn't put him on there, but also Diggy Stewart has been on a tear. Mozzie has been getting better. It just seems like everybody is just getting better. It seems like the DBs, Jordan Lewis had himself a game this game. The Ron Bland, believe it or not, actually struggled this game. This is probably one of the Ron's worst games of the season, but I love a corner that just continues to fight, right? He just continued to fight and he made history, right? You got Stephon Gilmore that made key plays. I mean, it seems like everybody is really stepping up, and that's exactly what you want going into December. You see, this is why we kept telling people you don't win the Super Bowl in September or October or November. When you really want to start catching fire is in this December month. And so we had a great November. We're about to go into December. We're about to go into our gauntlet of a schedule. But I'm going to get on to that. But next I want to talk about Dakota Prescott. And so I have these stats here, and I said, how good has that been since the bye week? And for throws, and I have here, y'all see how I got my little picture, like an art gallery. But anyway, Dak, for throws of 10 plus yards, he is first in completion, first in passing yards, first in touchdown, with 13, 0 interceptions and 148.6 passer. To say the least, Dak has just been playing out of his mind. And remember, that was the thing that a lot of people said. Like, in order for us to go all the way, Dak's going to have to play out of his mind. There were people who didn't believe that Dak could play out of his mind. But that's exactly what he's doing. Me, personally, a super Dak fan. Yeah, I said it. I'm a super Dak fan. I always knew this was who Dak was. And we always knew that he was being held back by his offensive coordinators, by his head coach. This is the first time, and if you listen to Dak's press conferences, he continues to talk about how he's so comfortable. This is the most comfortable he's ever been, how he's free now, how, in the past, he had to worry about so many other things than just being the quarterback, but now it's like the locker room is just on one accord. The leaders are in place, so he doesn't have to worry about things that he doesn't need to be worried about. He can just worry about being the best quarterback that he can be. And we see when he just has nothing but to focus on himself, how great he can be, right? There was dysfunction before. Go back and look. I made a post about it on my X page. It went viral, literally went viral. Like, it got like over like 200 or 300K views, had like 100-something retweets, four or five. Actually, may have been like 700 likes. So it went viral. Y'all can go to my X page to see it. But Dak really spoke about how just things have just completely transitioned for him, and you can tell by the way that he's playing. And so before the Bills and the Eagles played yesterday, Dak led the league in touchdowns, but now he's only behind Allen, who in passing touchdowns, Dak's at 23 and Allen's at 24. He only has 6 interceptions this year, and I think the lowest interceptions for like the active starting quarterbacks is 4. So 24 touchdowns, only 6 interceptions. 107.4 passer rating. Only behind Brock Purdy, right? Highest graded QB this season. Highest graded quarterback this season at 97.0 per PFF. He has the highest EPA plus and EPA means expected points added plus completion percentage over expected, right? These are like in-depth quarterback analytics, right? That shows you just how good is this quarterback playing, and lights out. No one's playing better than him. Then you have first in the NFL against Christian. Touchdowns, pass rate. No one is better. No quarterback. And then I'm gonna just go ahead and say it. No player. I don't care how much Dak now Garrett's got or TJ Watt or our guy Michael Parsons. No player is playing better than Dak Prescott. And that's just the bottom line. Like I said, I mean, we've got our receivers who've broken records and all of that stuff, and that's great. But no player consistently, right, is playing better than Dak Prescott, right? And so you'll see that I have under here, I said, can his arm take us to the Super Bowl? And I think the answer is yes. Y'all can let me know in the chat. And you know what's crazy, guys, is that remember when Dak came in? Of course, if you look at Dak's draft notes, he was always an NFL caliber quarterback. But, you got 3 and 4 little networks talking about he was supposed to be tight end. You have people saying Dak needed a run game. He just needs everything perfect for him. You can't really lead a team through him. You can't win through him. But, he's just a guy Dak is just a guy you can win with. If you just load it up, like the Rams loaded the roster for Matthew Stafford, then Dak can win. But other than that, he's not really a guy that can win. And I think this year Dak is going to show that he's a Hall of Famer. And so that's what's exciting for me, because I always believed that Dak was a Hall of Famer. But I knew that there were certain things getting him held back. And I'm like, listen, if you look at his counterparts, you look at Patrick Mahomes, right? One of the best coaches in NFL history, Hall of Famer for sure, best tight ends in NFL history, great offensive line. Like, when you look at all the rounds, had the fastest, and one of the now Tyreek Hill is like the best wide receiver in football, arguably. So when Pat Mahomes had all that, that's when he was able to win a Super Bowl, right? Of course, he went ahead and won his second Super Bowl. Was it his second or third? No, it was his second. What's up, Antonio Reed? Glad to see you. Are you one of my new followers or new subscribers? Glad to see you. I love anybody who comes on the chat and lets me know that they're here, so I can now expect to see you in the future. But I just think that what was I saying? But I was saying that it's just crazy all the narratives that was swirling Dak, and now Dak Prescott is proud to be the only quarterback in Cowboys history that's probably going to take us to the Super Bowl from his arm. Everybody else, think of it. Staubach had who? I can't even remember, but we had a major running back at that time. Troy had Emmett. Tony had who was the running back we had in 2014? Y'all forget me. My brain is slow right now, but y'all know what I'm saying. All of these, Tony's best year in 2014 was literally when he had, I can't remember. Let me forget that. Dallas Cowboys. My brain is just ripping me right now. I'm gonna pull it up. Give me a second. No Lance Dunbar. The heck? DeMarco Murray, that's his name. So Tony had DeMarco Murray. So all of these. Thank you, Jay Money. Yeah. So all of these guys, right, needed to have a run game. Oh, I wouldn't say needed, but it was just the way our team was set up, and they thrived on that. And so having a quarterback is like, no, I'm good. We've never really had a team where we ran the team through the quarterback and the perimeter players. So this is something that's just totally new for Dallas Cowboys football. It's bonkers. You know what I'm saying? Like what we're doing, but the fact that it's actually working and the fact that the coaching staff was actually able to identify that and go with that instead of being scared and saying, no, let's just keep trying to force, try to be this run dominant team and let's just keep trying to expect that our defense is just going to choke the life out of these teams. Instead of doing that nonsense, they realize who the key to our success is. That's why we say in Dak Prescott, because Dak Prescott, I just don't have that fear anymore of, oh no, I don't know what we're going to see, because we finally have a real offense. If y'all follow the Big Star Show, please follow the Big Star Show with me and Big Game James. But because we talked about how our offense is just so exciting now, because it's a real offense. We have real concepts. We have real counters. I mean, it's just so unique and different, and it's exciting. That's why I believe that we will make it to the Super Bowl. But if we don't, I don't think that taking Mike McCarthy and Dak Prescott away, because this is their first year of really being together in sync. And I think that if we don't do it this year, we can definitely get it done next year. So and just imagine, guys, if Mike was calling plays and really ahead of this team since 2020. We would have went to the Super Bowl in 2021. That's what's sad about this, is that if Jerry and them had just released the freaking reins and given Dak Prescott, given Mike Dak Prescott and Mike McCarthy, what we could have had. We would at least, if we had won Super Bowl, we would at least made a champion. At least. So, but whatever, that's in the past. We can't cry over spilled milk, but Dak is just playing lights out. I feel like there was something else that I wanted to talk about before we go to break, but I think we can go ahead and go to break beat, and then I'll talk about it when we come back.
All right. Good evening, everyone. And tonight, our Blast Artist Spotlight is sponsored by Blast Radio 247. If you'd like to hear independent artists all around the world, go ahead and open your favorite browser and go to blastradio247.com. Tonight is my boy Yamasani, and this is called Gratitude. Check it out.
Do you superstar, don't let them fool you now. Do you know who you are? Do you know where you're from? You are a superstar, don't let them fool you now.
Pay homage to the one that never make promise that he can't keep. Praise to you, hands raised to you, I would never lie, no lie for safety. Spit aquatic and my logic is a problem for them demons following you can't see. Gentlemen, a product of a great G, cause I did my goddess like I'm Shang-Chi. Put a ring, she ain't gotta thank me. Skin brown so they try to hate me. Menace to society, sire, wait T, cause I got a higher vibing Ray key. In the desert with my lions, all you do is lock us up, I provide the gate key. Strong mind, calm in a long line, willpower at the height of 8-3. Down 2, when it come down to a clutch verse, I provide a late 3. Hammer MCs, you can't touch this, like a far out away tree. Real ones I wanna link up and build with you, more than Kyrie calling KD. Learn from Elijah, Malcolm X, Louis Farrakhan, and Muhammad Ali. I remember growing up watching Mammy clean kitchen in a Tom and Jerry scene. Move on the low, make you marvel at my shape shifting like an honorary creed. 3 kings that are raised inside the kingdom, guess it kinda made me. Praise to the most high, God is great, my response when you compliment me. She the one that gave it to you, better give it up. He the one that gave it to you, better give it up. Show appreciation for you, better live it up. Better give it up, gotta live it up. She the one that gave it to you, better give it up. He the one that gave it to you, better give it up. Show appreciation for you, better live it up. Better give it up, gotta live it up.
Do you know who you are? Do you know where you're from? You are a superstar, don't let them fool you now. Do you know who you are? Do you know where you're from? You are a superstar, don't let them fool you now.
Just trying to spread the good word, cause I heard it through the grapevine. Did you know you come from great minds? Did you know your DNA's 9? Did you know that there's a plan to keep your race locked up like Akon? Did you know your people battled on the stage different than the one from K-Shine? We was in the field, weapons in the shield, never hesitant to ref and it was real. Gave to each other, never had to put it in a fine print section of a wheel. Bathed with each other, close up, soap suds up to the chest, it was a thrill. Stayed with each other, kept you stepping in protection, done with aggression and we peeled.
Do you know who you are? Do you know where you're from? You are a superstar, don't let them fool you now. Do you know who you are? Do you know where you're from? You are a superstar, don't let them fool you now.
She the one that gave it to you, better give it up. He the one that gave it to you, better give it up. Show appreciation for you, better live it up. Better give it up, gotta live it up. She the one that gave it to you, better give it up. He the one that gave it to you, better give it up. Show appreciation for you, better live it up. Better give it up, gotta live it up. She the one that gave it to you, better give it up. Better give it up. Show appreciation for you, better live it up.
And again, that's my homie Yamasani with Gratitude. And if you are an independent artist, spoken word poet, or even up-and-coming comedian looking for some exposure, you can go to blastmusic247.com and register for free. But Blast is also looking for the fans. So if you love great independent music, you can go ahead and go to blastmusic247.com, register as a fan, and have access to hundreds and hundreds of independent music. Blast, changing the industry one artist at a time. All right, Star, back to you.
Thank you, V. And V, if you can help me just pull back my presentation up. Thank you. Okay, so. Uh-oh. Hold on, I'm scared of myself. Uh-oh. Sorry, guys, I'm scared of random buttons. Okay, so anyways. Okay, so just talking about, and also let's give a special shout out to Dad, because Dad's gonna be a dad now. Apparently there were some content creators that I already knew. I didn't know. So shout out to Dad. He's gonna be a dad to a baby girl with his girlfriend Sarah Jane Ramos. You know, so that's probably why Dad has been playing lights out. You know what I'm saying? I said on Twitter, I said, you know, there's nothing like the power of a woman's beat, and I said the woman's beat. You know, obviously it's probably what's been making Dad play lights out, but also, when you got a baby on the way, you got new goals, you know, in mind. So, shout out to Dak. Very happy for him. Just a beautiful thing. And I'm like, could you think of any other person being better than Dak Prescott to be a dad? You know what I'm saying? Like, he's just gonna make the perfect dad. Like, just amazing. So, definitely shout out to Dak accomplishing getting his girlfriend pregnant. So that thumbs up for you, Dak. Okay, but anyway, here I have what can Dallas improve on going into the gauntlet, because y'all know this week, and guess what? Star is going to the game on Thursday, so I'm gonna have some live footage and clips and all that type of stuff. So, I'm very excited for this because this is our first game of the gauntlet. The gauntlet is part of our schedule, right? And so, I have some keys here of like, what are we looking for? What do we want to see going through this? And so I said, the defense needs to continue to step up. We know that when the quarterbacks are not great, you can take care. Actually, in this past game, even though we blew out the Commanders, this was the first game that the defense allowed a 300-yard passer and a 100-yard receiver. Sam Howell got exactly 300 yards, and Curtis Samuel got exactly 100 yards. So, the defense has really been doing their job. And so we just want them to continue to do their job, keep up that momentum because, in our losses, they've given up, and this number could be wrong, it could be 32, but I think the average is like 32 to 34 points, and that's just not something that we can have. We can't be having that in these high-stake games. You know what I'm saying? We need our defense to show up. Although we are leading, this team through the offense, we still need this defense to do their job because we know what they're capable of. When the harder the opponents get, you might have to give up a little bit more touchdown or a field goal here and there. But we just need them to do their job and to stay stable. I don't want to see the Seahawks getting 28, 30 points. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see the Bills giving 28 to 30 points. I don't want to see the Dolphins getting that. I need our defense to stay sound. The offense, I think, as they've done all throughout since the bye week, the offense has done their job, but we really need the defense to do their job. Offense, continue to play mistake-free football, right? Since the bye week, Dak has only thrown 2 picks, right? So we need pretty much mistake-free, no fumbling, continue to play to their strengths, continue to put the right people on the field, Mike McCarthy, continue to scheme up these plays, and just make life easier for your quarterback, make life easier for your wide receivers, so that we can continue to show the NFL that it's not even about showing them. Forget the NFL. So where we can show ourselves, so that we can prove to ourselves that we can not only dominate the teams that we're supposed to dominate, but that we can also dominate these winning teams, right? So even though I did say on Twitter, we have beat 2 winning teams. The Chargers were winning when we played them, I believe, and the Jets were a winning team. But let them tell it we've won 0 games against winning teams because they're just counting the 49ers and the Eagles, because they're the only teams right now that have a winning record. But I don't think when you play a team, if they have a winning record, they are a winning team. So we can't control what teams do after we play them. We can only control who they are when we play them, right? So the offense, I just want them to continue to be consistent, because that's all we really need from them. That's what we really need from both sides of the ball. We need consistency. We need them to continue to play at the caliber that we know they're capable of. And then the last thing, lowering penalties. I see, y'all can see here to the left or to the right, we are second in penalties. Us and the Seahawks are tied. We really got to eliminate the pre-snap penalties. We've been a lot better on offense, but the defense still has not been great. So we really need to lower these penalties, and penalties just come from discipline and focus. That's what we need. We need discipline. We need focus, right? We want everybody to make plays, right? But you also have to be disciplined when making those plays, because I'm gonna tell y'all this. I say here, when the playoffs come, we will likely have to go through Philly, right? We still have the number 1 seed is still in play. But even if we are the number 1 seed, I fully expect Philly to get past the wild card if they were a wild card team, and I expect them to most likely get past the divisional unless something happens like a catastrophic injury. So either way, we're going to have to face Philly. after I think we're gonna beat them on December 10th. But in playoffs, we're gonna have to face them. If y'all been seeing, y'all been watching the last couple of games with the Philadelphia Eagles, they have been squeaking out wins, but regardless of them squeaking out a win, they've won. And in their home, at the Link, penalties are heavily skewed to the other team compared to Philly. So I mean, it's just showing that. And I'm not saying the Bills didn't have a chance to win; they absolutely did. Josh, they had a drop by their running back in the first quarter, could have been a touchdown. Then they missed 2 field goals. Then Josh threw a pick. Then their defense that last touchdown they gave up to Hurts, that defense was ridiculous. So the Bills definitely had a chance to win. But the penalties in the first half versus it was like 11 penalties to the Bills or 10 penalties to the Bills compared to like 2 for the Philadelphia Eagles. So, I firmly believe there's been a penalty swing at the Link. We all know that. And it's not a coincidence. They're all their gauntlet games, besides KC, literally at the Link. So y'all can do with that what you will, but I do think it's unfair. I think a lot of these calls that these refs are not seeing is crazy. Because I can get it. It's so much happening in a football game, but when something happens right in front of you and you just don't call it, I mean, you're clearly showing bias. You're clearly showing that you're favoring another team. And I do not give a damn that, at the end it seemed to be more balanced, because that's the exact type of bull crap they pulled against Dallas, right? They literally led the Eagles to the end zone in the third quarter, took away our whole third quarter, so our offense couldn't get back on the field until it was like a minute left in the third quarter off a dumb penalty. And then they're like, but we let up in the fourth quarter. Well, the damage has already been done. Now, granted, were there mistakes that were made that we still could have had a chance to win? Absolutely. But if we don't have those dumb penalties, will we have more of a chance to win? Yes, that's all we're saying. And, it's no knock to the Eagles. Obviously, no one thinks that they're a bad team. They're obviously a good team. They say that they're the best team in the NFL. I'm not going to say that because when I see you squeaking out wins against teams that you're lesser than, it's really showing that you're winning mostly on luck. It reminds me a lot of the Minnesota Vikings last year. And I just pray that, one day that usually what happens is one day that luck runs out. Because regardless of what you think, Jalen Hurts, he has the best record in the NFL. But has he been playing the best? No. And you can look at all the advanced metrics and see Jalen Hurts has not been playing the best. He has regressed since last season. But I have said Jalen Hurts is more accurate with the ball. It seems like he can make some different throws. So, he's definitely progressed, but he's definitely struggling a little bit. But regardless of him struggling, the team is a super team, so they still overcome. So, going down this stretch, I really want to see discipline from us. That's what I really want to see. Be disciplined. Because if we could fix these penalties, if we could lower these penalties, I mean, we have a very, very, very high chance of literally going undefeated this last stretch of the season. Possibly maybe losing like a game at the end because season's already in place and we're just going to let our backup play. But other than that, I really want to see this team just clean it up. Clean up the penalties. Continue, like I said, play mistake-free football on both sides of the ball. Like, do better lock in because, like I said, it's not about proving to the NFL, but it's about proving to ourselves that we are who we say we are and that we can not only play with any team in the NFL, we can beat any team in the NFL. That's what I think we need to prove to ourselves. Not that we can play with, because we know we can play with any team in the NFL. But we want to prove that we cannot just play with them, that but that we can beat them. So that's what I think we need to do going into this bye week. I mean, not bye week. What? Going into the Seattle Seahawks game that we have on Thursday. And so lastly, I'm going to go into my constellation of the week. And I told y'all every week that I get on here, I'll be doing this because obviously My name is Star. This is StarGazerSports. This is StarGazerSports podcast. So I want to be pulling stars. Shout out to the lunatic. I don't know if he's the second. He kind of gave me inspired me for this segment. But the constellation of the week is attack. That's what I want to see from this offense and this defense. From the offense and the defense, we continue to attack, right? We've attacked on offense. We put up some big points. Then the defense is attacking by, doing what we got to do to limit the run game so that we can pin our ears back and dominate the passing game. And I think we need to keep doing that. It doesn't matter. Yes, we are going into a gauntlet schedule, but let's not change who we are. Because what I've seen is that in our big losses, right, against the 49ers, against the Eagles, it's like, well, in the 49ers game, both the offense and the defense was not playing like themselves at all. Hence why we got a blowout. It was playing not to lose. Defense wasn't being a bit more aggressive. It was bad. Now in this Philly game, I think the offense was aggressive. There was some just inch mistakes going down the line, but we still kept true to our offense. Obviously, we actually great that game. I know people talk about he was out of bounds. That's a play you want that back. But regardless, he played great that game. But the defense gave up like 20. So I need the defense to attack. I want us still trying to make plays on the ball, trying to get interceptions. So that's what we are on defense. We can't play scared, because whenever you play scared and you play not to lose, you lose. So that's why my word of the week is attack. I think we need to attack on every single one of these teams. The Seahawks, the Eagles, the Bills, the Dolphins, the Lions. Full attack mode, because that's what we are. And I'm not saying be dumb like the Falcons versus the Patriots in whatever year that was. Just stupid. Where you got a major lead and you just thinking you just gonna slang the ball around against a very good defense continuously. Like, no, in the football, in the Super Bowl, it's way higher stakes. Like, you gotta be smart, because you don't want to just cause needless mistakes, but you also do want to stay. Because I think Matt Ryan in his interview, he said, well, we just wanted to keep playing our offense. Yeah, you keep playing your offense, but in certain situations, you got to be smart. You got to play situational football. And I think we have a coach that knows how to play situational football, so I'm not too worried about that. But I do want to see us continue to be ourselves and not fade into the background or try to change ourselves because, we're playing the team with the winning record now, so we gotta just really play scared and play scared to lose. That's absolutely the stupidest thing ever. And we will lose if we play to lose. So, or we play not to lose. So that's my consolation this week. Attack. I really think if we can do that, guys, I really think we can go undefeated this last year. I don't know, the Eagles, if they're going to drop another game besides us, they could drop the 49ers game, but at the end of the day, we can only control what we can control. I would encourage y'all, if y'all are on X or Twitter, continue to speak about the refs and the NFL association, because it's really bad this year. And I know they're like, it's been bad. I'm like, I get it, but it's really egregiously bad this year. And I just want a fair chance. That's it. I just want a fair chance to win it all. If we don't win it all, fair and square, then that's fine. I can live with that. But I don't want to lose being cheated out of. I don't want another situation like 2014. I just want things to be fair. And the only way we can do that is if we continue to ask the NFL to hold these officials accountable and do their freaking jobs. Because that's what we need them to do their jobs. And to do it fairly. That's it. But anyways, guys, that concludes my show today. I gave y'all a good 15-minute show. Hopefully y'all enjoyed it. Please like this video. Please like this video. Please donate to my channel, StarGazerSports. You can see it scrolling in the banner below. Every donation helps. You guys have helped me raise a lot of money, and that's how I've been able to get upgrades with equipment and different stuff in the background over here and stuff like that. So y'all help me, and I want to continue to like upgrade my studio and stuff like that. But, also, please follow me on all my social media accounts, as you can see right there. And I love you guys so much. Thank you to everybody who's in the chat with me. Um, y'all know I do 3 shows a week, so my next show, we're probably not going to do the big game show this week because I'm obviously going to do the game. But we should be doing Stargazer Girls Talk Ball with my girl Mickey. Her channel is Craven Cowboys, but she goes by Mickey. So we should be doing that on Wednesday. So y'all look out for that show here on my YouTube. Y'all stay blessed and y'all have a good night. Peace.